Yo, so I was just reading this book and it's called like The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, an absolute like legendary book. It's like a self-improvement book, but it's about like how to, work like 4 hours a week or some shit. And it's a really good book, by the way. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the book is really, really fucking good. But then on one of the chapters, I think it's chapter 2 now, on the elimination process or whatever the fuck, he was mentioning something called the 80-20 rule. Now, if you don't know what it is, it's very popular actually. Like, what it essentially is it's just like a principle which was discovered by this like mathematician or like an engineer or something, and it's also called like the Pareto's principle or something like that. So the name of the principle is 80-20, and that's because what 80% of the output is coming from 20% of the input. So in other words, for example, in our drumming context, we can use this like, what 20% of my practice sessions contribute to 80% of my drumming progress. Or in stupid monkey brain, because after watching this video I will also not understand my explanation. It just means what small part of the things I'm doing contributes to like 80% of the success I have. So in our drumming context, that could be like, what 80% of my drumming progress comes from 20% of my drumming practice sessions. Now, I found this rule really, really useful in the practice sessions itself. When I literally read this in the book, this video idea came up, and then it also came up to my mind like, wait, what if I apply this to the practice sessions of drumming? It goes something like this, okay? What 80% of the things I'm using in my drumming comes from 20% of my practice sessions. Or in other words, you don't have to put too much shit into practice sessions so that you feel productive, but it's actually not. And only if you do not put the shit ass like distractions in your practice sessions, then you can succeed. Basically, we need to simplify our practice sessions. What does your practice session look like? Do you practice like paradiddles? Do you practice something else? Do you practice on the drum kit? From all of the things you do in your practice session, think like, what 20% of the things I'm practicing makes up 80% of my drumming? Go question yourself right now. What 20% of the things you're practicing right now in your practice sessions makes like 80% of your drumming progress? So for example, for me, I practice like paradiddles. I practice like the recent like things I learned, and I practice like my timing and whatever the fuck I'm practicing on that day. I usually kind of mix it up, but I essentially encourage you to pick like only 3 or 4 exercises in your practice sessions, and that's maximum of 4 exercises. Because I'm gonna be honest here, if you have like 12 exercises in your practice routine, and if you're not like spending a significant amount of time on the drums, then you're probably overdoing it. You have to like focus on the main things that are actually making your drumming better. So forget about like I'm practicing my articulations today, and like, no, what actually makes up your drumming? It's the essentials. It's the fucking paradiddles, it's the grooves, it's the timing. It's all those 3 that make up like 80% of your drumming, right? So the next time you want to practice, just remember this, and you will be surprised as like how much things you actually don't need to practice at all, and were just to make you feel productive. So yeah, boys, apply this, and I hope I see you in the next video. Peace.